I've seen so many videos and articles on how to read like a writer, and it's really funny to me when I do, because I think what we actually should be asking is the opposite. How do we write more like readers? Let's go. Here's the thing. Getting into writer mindset is not actually hard for most of us writers. Writer mindset, until we learn otherwise, tends to feel like school. We're critical of ourselves and others. We're trying to think of what writing rules we're supposed to be following. It has very 5-paragraph essay energy. And of course it does, For most of us, we learned how to write in school. So we equate writing with school-like qualities. Writing comes with the standards, expectations, there's grade energy there. There are ways to do it right and ways to do it wrong. It will be evaluated eventually. But the problem is that when you're actually writing a first draft of a novel, there's nothing to evaluate. During a first draft, you don't even know what the story is yet. You haven't discovered it. And until you have something to work with, you don't have any standards by which to judge your work. Not to mention, you actually can't build a story out of rules. I mean, you can, but it'll read like a bot wrote it because it won't have heart, because your heart wasn't in it as you were writing. Still, this is a really common belief that this is how writing works, that writing is essentially an amalgamation of writing rules just applied to paper. For years, I acted like that. I'd sit there tweaking my sentences, trying to make them better, striking adverbs. I wasn't in the story at all. I wasn't experiencing it. I was far too preoccupied judging my own writing as it was coming out. I sometimes say this is like moving around chairs on the deck of the Titanic. I'm just moving words, moving words, moving words. But until a story is working, it doesn't matter how good you make the sentences sound. So how do you make the story good? Well, this is where I think reading mindset has something to teach us. Now, for some of us, reading may also feel like school, but I actually find that for many writers, reading is not as associated with school. Most writers have become writers because we enjoy reading so much. We read for fun. We read at night and on the weekends. We read on the beach. We read on flights. And when we read for fun, we are in a mindset of wanting to enjoy ourselves or to learn something or to experience something new. We are in an experientially curious state. We don't crack open a book beside a swimming pool while going through a mental checklist of all of the writing rules the book is breaking or not breaking. I mean, that sounds like a miserable way to spend vacation, right? The point is, the mindset we go into reading with is often a lot more open to experience and curious about story than the mindset we go into writing with. And that's what I want to change. My entire goal in life when I teach writing is to reverse that for people. What if you went into writing your story like a reader would go into reading your story? Open, curious, rooting for the author and the story, interested in an experience more than in checking boxes. This is how you write a good story. This, not by writing like a writer, but by writing like a reader. Speaking of writing, are you writing a book or do you want to write a book? Because if so, I would love to hear from you. When I'm not writing, my mission is to help writers write their dream books. I love it. And if you're curious to know more, I have a video walking you through my 4 notebooks method for writing a novel. You can get that video along with my free template for using the 4 notebooks method to write your novel by applying to my program, the Book Incubator, at the link below. It's a 12-month MFA alternative. And the application is just 2 questions. I just ask you to tell me a little bit about you and your book or your book idea. It'll take you less than 5 minutes. So go to the link below or go to thebookincubator.com. I really hope to hear from you.